Okay, hey everybody, I'm pretty tired, but I'm back to do a new edition of Gundam News because I've been ignoring doing this for so long that now there's Gundam news overflowing from every fountain on the street. Anyway, yeah, so first things first, Gundam Seed Freedom. So the US release is supposedly finally happening. This is definitely like a better late than never situation because Seed Freedom is just a great movie. I haven't seen it yet, but it's already came out in numerous countries up to now, but with America, not so much. We're in kind of an iffy situation. Now, there's finally been announced an official premiere event. That event is happening, I think, next week or this week, Sunday, March 31st in Los Angeles and New York. But unfortunately, tickets to that event sold out literally in less than a minute. It was disgusting. I myself tried to get tickets for the New York event, but I failed because literally they sold out in under 2 minutes. I know where they're having the event. It's in the extremely small Japanese Embassy Center of New York, located near the United Nations building. I've been to this theater once before to see the Stardust Brothers, but it's a really cramped space and it's only got like 30 tiny seats. So yeah, it's super frustrating that they sold out in like under a minute, but not surprising considering the venue. And not even taking into account the possibility that a scalper just grabbed them all and sold them all to the highest bidder. Anyway, so that's unfortunately what happened there. Now, as far as everyone else is concerned, hopefully and supposedly there's going to be a wide release of the movie later on, but so far the only thing that is currently rumored is a limited release Fathom Events showing of the film that is supposedly going to happen on Tuesday, May 7th, about 2 months from now. Now, this does kind of mirror the previous release of Cuckroast Jones Island in America, where they did a pretty lackluster but better than nothing theatrical pop-in, pop-out. And then later it just kind of showed up on Crunchyroll. So I guess that's kind of the strategy they have for the US, but man, that's depressing. It's Gundam. Gundam's like kind of like a name brand nowadays. I feel like they could do better than that, but that's what they're doing. Honestly, I think if they just gambled and released it in theaters nationwide, it might actually do okay. Or even like a roadshow viewing. It's the most successful anime movie of the year in Japan. It literally made over 4 billion yen. Oh, by the way, apparently it recently ran as a double feature with Dune 2, and we got this hilarious parody poster. Alright, so that's all about Gundam Seed Freedom. Next order of business, the thing people really want to hear me talk about is apparently Gundam Requiem for Vengeance, because a new trailer dropped for that too, and there was a lot of info on that. Now, before I get into anything with this, I'm going to preface that once again, you guys should all realize that this is the first ever German Gundam movie. That's right, this is a German production. And I know that when you guys think cartoons or even movies, Germany really isn't the first country to spring to mind because Germany has kind of shut themselves off from the greater world in terms of their pop culture not coming out and our pop culture not going in. But here it is, they made a Gundam movie. And as I realize that this is primarily a Zeon story, I'm actually really intrigued by that because since Zeon have always fundamentally been kind of German-coded characters, I'm actually really excited to see what a German Zeon movie is like. Especially considering that famously German censorship laws prevent Germans from directly talking about what exactly happened in their country between, 1938 and 1945. Something happened there. I don't remember what. But yeah, I'm sure there's some long gestating drama that the Germans have to express through the myriad of art and through the Zeon invasion of Earth. Yeah, so based on the trailer, the plot seems to be primarily about the Zeon invasion of Earth. It shows this gang of Zeon invaders having a terrific time just conquering the Earth, ransacking everything, driving their tanks around, doing the old... I'm sure there's a German word for this, but I don't speak German. Anyway, until eventually the Gundam EX shows up and it systematically murders them all in the style of a horror movie, which I'm into. Also, it feels like the series is trying to do some nostalgic callbacks to the OAFMS team, especially when you take a good look at the main Gundam, the Gundam EX. It looks like a combination of the EZ-8, the GP-01, and the RX-78 rollout colors. But yeah, so in the trailer we see a bunch of classic Gundam vehicles laying waste to an area that kind of resembles Germany, but it could also be suburban America. It looks kind of like Pennsylvania. And yo, look at how beautiful this Gaul looks. Look at the additional subtle details they added to it to make it look just so much more realistic. Look, it's got cables and a flag, and that's fantastic. We also get a really good look at the cast so far. as far as the Xeon side is concerned anyway. So the movie seems to depict a Xeon squadron called the Red Wolf Squadron. They're a Zaku squadron that rocks all red shoulder Zakus. Is that a Votom's callback? Anyway, the main character seems to be Captain Arya Solaris, a muscular, hard-ass woman with red hair, just like Karen Joshua from the OFMS team. And she's talking to some dude in the trailer. Maybe he matters, maybe he doesn't. There's a second lieutenant here. He gets a moment, says his name too fast for me to realize. And then we got Haley Armand. She's becoming a controversial character because she's a tattooed goth girl. And as everyone knows, a lot of people hate people with tattoos. But she definitely seems to sum up what German men are into, girls with tattoos. Yes, this is definitely like the ideal German woman from what I know of Germany. And then we got a Japanese doctor character and a friendly guy named Captain Zydos that everyone's excited to see. And here we have the most controversial moment of the trailer. There are not one, but two Norris Packard Goof Customs. Now, this ended up being the biggest controversy of the trailer because, as we all know, in the OFMS team canon, they had previously established that obviously there was the original goof that Rambo Rao had, but Norris's goof was a combination of his personal sayings and his experience as a Zaku pilot. And, you know, it also had the Gatling shield, which OFMS team established was standard equipment for the goof flight type, but Norris just had one on his goof custom because he could do that. And yeah, he topped it all off with that baby blue color scheme, and fair enough, this is the exact same goof custom. Now, when I first saw it in the trailer, I thought it was like a little bit brown, but apparently it just looks a little bit brown because there's a dust cloud in front of it. But yeah, I'm a little bit confused by what exactly this goof is. I kind of was hoping it would be like a new production model goof based on the goof custom, but as far as I can tell, it's literally a mass production goof custom, which doesn't make sense. So there better be a goddamn good explanation for what the hell this thing is without retconning the OFMS team or making Norris Packard look less cool. And that's about it for Requiem for Vengeance. There's no official release date as far as I know. The movie's not dropping until the fall or the winter based on my info. But however, mixed in with this info, we also got the first model kits that apparently are rolling out in Japan. And I'm kind of stoked to see that Bandai is once again giving us some really good model kit renditions of these 3D models. And yeah, so let's just go over these real fast. Once again, we have the Gundam EX, but the model kit looks amazing. It's got the big shield, it's got those well-defined legs, pretty movable torso armor, but once again, I love the design here. It's got some pretty nice callbacks to, again, the EZ-8, and looking at it here, I notice it has an Origin RX-78 shoulder cannon, which, again, very, very cool. And then we have the Zaku Solaris Custom. On the other hand, in model kit form, it's a little less stunning to me. I liked it in the show, it looked really good there, but the HD model kit looks a little bit off to me. There's something I just kind of don't like about the torso. It looks like it doesn't have a waist, and also overall, it's got really big shoulders, so it kind of looks like it's got like a gorilla build to it. But hold on, not so fast. Before I fully make up my mind, check out the back view, because on the back view, once again, still don't like the torso, and the backpack looks a little bit weak, but look at the overall high level of padding line on the back, and especially the freaking shield. What the hell is going on with the shield here? I kind of want the shield more than I want the rest of the kit, but alright, that's pretty interesting. Alright, anyway, that's not the only Gundam movie trailer that dropped this week, as we also got our first real trailer for Gundam Silver Phantom. Now, here's what I officially know about Gundam Silver Phantom. Gundam Silver Phantom is a one-and-done Gundam movie formatted in virtual reality for the Oculus Meta Series headsets. I'm assuming a majority of the film might take place literally inside of a Gundam cockpit, and that sounds amazing. I also have an Oculus headset, so good for me, I can watch it. Now, this is also supposedly the first ever feature-length movie made in VR, which is definitely kind of like a thing. It's a little bit concerning for me, though, because I've been in VR for a little bit, and I would say that the average person only has a VR tolerance for about 1 hour, so if this movie is longer than an hour, it might be a little bit difficult to watch. Supposedly teenagers who have spent more time in the metaverse are less sensitized to VR than other people, so we'll see. As far as the plot details, it seems to concern a former Xeon pilot who has switched sides, and maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he's piloting a Gundam, but he seems to be fighting Jeggins. I don't really know what's going on here. It takes place in UC's 0096, the exact same year as Gundam Unicorn. So I guess this is a Unicorn side story. Now, the next info on this is a rumor, but here's some rumors about the series that I feel are worth mentioning. Supposedly, a major theory is that the name Silver Phantom references the Gundam Silver Bullet. The Silver Bullet is a fan favorite. It's the Dovin Wolf from Gundam Double Zeta, but with a Gundam head swapped onto it. It was heavily featured in Gundam Unicorn, so if this is a Gundam Unicorn side story, it's possible that we're finally getting some minor backstory on this thing, which I'm into. Otherwise, another recent thing that's popped up on the web is that people have noticed that the Delta Gundam is featured in the trailer, so people are thinking that maybe the Silver Phantom is like a Delta Gundam variant. Anyway, that's about all we know. Lastly, something else is coming, and it's not coming till next month, and I have no idea what it is, but there is a sliver of hope that it might be a G Gundam sequel. So apparently April 7th is the big Gundam anniversary. It's like the anniversary of like the first episode of Gundam, and it's also the day that because of that a bunch of other Gundam series aired. So here's the deal. There's going to be a big live stream for the Gundam anniversary on April 7th, and they've already confirmed that at the very least the original voice actor for Amuro, Soletta, and Domon will be there. And all they've confirmed is that Domon's voice actor will be there to announce something for G Gundam's 30th anniversary. Now, I'm very, very fingers crossed that this is a G Gundam sequel OVA. Like, in a perfect world, it would be like Endless Waltz, but for G Gundam. But if it's just a video game or something less, I'll accept it. But since they're getting the voice actor, that really implies that's got to be an anime or a video game. Alright, that's about it from me, you guys, but I'm still working on reopening my anime studio to do more anime, and I'll be around, I guess, so hit me up if you feel like hitting me up.